By the way, I am Teacher Ja, and today I will be going to discuss about the rationalizing the denominator. So, rationalizing the denominator is my topic today. So, when you hear the word rationalize, what comes out into your minds? Alright, so later we're going to know what is rationalizing the denominator mean. First is the learning targets or our learning objectives of this lesson is to define rational and irrational numbers. Second, simplifying the radical numbers. And the third one is apply rationalization specifically on the denominator. So, my topic in this day is all about rationalizing the denominator. So, we'll be going to be focused on rationalizing or the denominator. We're going to rationalize the denominator. So, rationalizing the denominator means the process of moving a root, for instance, a cube root or a square root from the bottom of a fraction or the denominator to the top of a fraction or the numerator. This way, we bring the fraction to its simplest form, thereby the denominator becomes rational. So I have here example. We have here 5 over square root of 2. So in order for us to rationalize the denominator, we're going to eliminate the radical sign, which is the square root of 2. So in order for us to eliminate the radical sign, so we need to multiply the numerator and the denominator of square root of 2. So therefore, 5 over square root of 2 times square root of 2 over square root of 2. Here comes out the result of 5 square root of 2 over square root of 4. We can still simplify the square root of 4. It's because square root of 4 is 2. So therefore, our final answer is 5 square root of 2 over 2. So in this case, we can say that we already rationalized the denominator since the radical sign in the denominator is already eliminated. Alright? So, next is, we're going to define what is rational numbers. So, in your own words, what do you mean by rational numbers? So, rational numbers in maths, a rational number is a type of real number which is in the form of P over Q, where Q is not equal to 0. Any fraction with non-zero denominators is a rational number. So, example of rational numbers are those numbers that, like for example, 1/2, 1/3, 2/3, and so on and so forth. As long as also whole numbers are considered rational numbers, and integers and are also considered a rational number. So, on the other hand, what do you mean also when we call a irrational numbers? Irrational numbers are real numbers that cannot be represented as simple fractions. An irrational number cannot be expressed as a ratio, such as P over Q, where P and Q are integers. Q is not equal to 0. It is a contradiction to rational numbers. So, when we talk about rational numbers, it talks about fractions, but fractions, integers, and whole numbers. And also, on the other hand, if we're going to talk about irrational numbers, those numbers are that cannot be written as a fraction. So, example of this as square root of 5. Why square root of 5 is considered as irrational number? So, square root of 5, square root of 10, square root of 3, and square root of 15 are considered to irrational numbers. It is because they are repeating numbers. Alright, so if you could input in your calculator square root of 5, you will find the answer is 2.23. So it has a repeating number which is 23606666797. So, and also the pi is also considered is irrational numbers. So, since we already know the difference between rational and irrational numbers, we're going to continue and to focus on my discussion, which is about rationalizing the denominators. When we say rationalizing the denominator, so we're going to focus on rational numbers. Alright, so here is it. I have your example of rationalizing the denominator, 5 over square root of 10. So, our denominator in this given is square root of 10. So, in order to eliminate the radical sign in the denominator, so we're going to multiply the numerator, both numerator and denominator, by square root of 10. So, our given is 5 square root of 10 times square root of 10 over square root of 10. So, we come up with this answer. So 5 times square root of 10, so 5 square root of 10. Then square root of 10 times square root of 10 is equal to 100. So we have here since 100 has square root, so we need to find its square root. So square root of 10 is square root of 100 is 10. So, the next is to eliminate or to reduce it into lowest terms, since 5 and 10 can be reduced. So, it will be 5 square root of 10 over 10. So, it will become square root of 10 over 2, because 5 divided 5 is 1 and 10 divided 2 is 10 divided 5 is 2. That's why our final answer is square root of 10 over 2. So, it is very easy to rationalize the denominator as long as you know, and you just you can manipulate, or you can just directly eliminate and what are the numbers that you need to use in order for that particular number can be eliminated. Or for example, the denominator, in order for the radical sign to be eliminated, so you need to multiply both numerator and denominator. So next is, I have here another example. 3 over 2 square root of 3. This is given. So in this case, there is a leading is a constant, which is 2, and of course square root of 3. So therefore, we don't need to eliminate the constant, or the thing that we need to do here is to eliminate only the radical sign. So therefore, we just directly multiply this, the numerator and the denominator, into square root of 3 over square root of 3. So therefore, 3 times square root of 3 is 3 square root of 3. Then, the square root of 3 times 3 is 2 square root of 9. Since square root of 9 has a square root, so we need to simplify, since the instruction here is to simplify and rationalize the denominator. Alright, so square root of 9 is 3. So therefore, we have a constant, which is 2, and the square root of 9 is 3. So therefore, we need to multiply those numbers, which is 2 times 3 is equal to 6. Alright, so since our numerator has 3 square root of 3 and our denominator has 6, so we need also to reduce it into the lowest term. So therefore, 3 square root of 3 over 6, it will become square root of 3 over 2. Why? It is because 6 and 3 is divisible by 2. So therefore, 3 and 6 is divisible by 3. So therefore, 3 divided 3 is 1 and 6 divided 3 is 2. That's why we got the answer square root of 3 over 2. So at this point, we already eliminate the radical sign in the denominator. So I hope you learned a lot of new things today, because this discussion is just a very easy discussion, but as long as if you know the process, if you know the step, and you know how to eliminate and how to manipulate the radical sign, which is the denominator. So I hope you've learned a lot today, and thank you for watching. And I have here a quote. I just want to share this quote to you. This is educating the mind without educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. That is comes from Aristotle. Thank you so much, and I hope you learn more today. Thank you, God bless.